Performance Design is the largest manufacturer of equipment in the skydiving industry, and we're in the PIA booth of Performance Designs with John LeBlanc, Vice President at Performance Designs. Performance Designs has a new reserve. John's going to tell us about it. John, thanks for spending a little time with me.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
So tell us about this new piece of equipment.
This is the new Optimum reserve. We call it the Optimum because it has a very nice blend of different characteristics. Number one is it packs smaller than any other reserve on the market. And skydivers are vain. They like small, tiny, cool equipment, and this allows them to put a larger parachute in a smaller container. But we call it Optimum because it not only does that, but it flies like a big parachute. It has a landing that's really soft and sweet, good openings. It's something that people would like to have in a reserve, and this parachute delivers that.
So it's really not just a reserve, it's kind of a second great parachute that you could, that you wouldn't jump it as a main, but one you'd be very, very comfortable as your main canopy.
That's correct. I actually have jumped it as a main out into regular skydiving at a big festival, a boogie, and really enjoyed it, If you can feel the fabric, it's quite a different feel. It's a very soft, supple feel. And the way we've designed this canopy, we've been able to take advantage of this fabric and its unusual characteristics to produce better performance. And we're really excited about it.
Wonderful. Now, what's the cost of the new canopy? Is it horrendously expensive?
It's a bit more expensive than a regular reserve. We spent about 4 years of research time on this thing. It was horrendously expensive. We got to pay for that. Also, the fabric itself is more expensive to weave. This very fine fabric is extremely difficult to weave. So this parachute's about $200 more than a normal reserve that we supply, and it's about $1,200–1,300 retail just for the reserve.
So about $200 more than a typical reserve might cost me. So for $200 more, I get to look cool, have a smaller package, have a better flight.
Better landings.
Yeah, and better landings. So I think I can go for that. All right. When's this going to be shipping for fat guys like me? I understand you got the 140 up to the 143 out now.
Yeah, we've emphasized the smaller sizes because skydivers are sometimes a little conservative. They take a wait-and-see approach. But the guys who are out there jumping the small, fast parachutes like our PD factory team, they're all about the new stuff right away. So these smaller sizes are catered to that group. We're going to do additional research and development before we release the bigger sizes. We want to be very conservative with the development on the larger ones in particular because it is a reserve. It is your last chance. So we just want to do more work.
So this is what the PDFT is jumping in their rigs right now.
We just got the FAA approval for this, and I'm sure when they come back from their last expedition, they'll be asking us to put these ones in there.
Wonderful. Well, having spent the last couple weeks with the team in their expedition, I was amazed at what they were able to do with their canopies, and that brings up a point. I've been around skydiving for a long time, shooting for films and whatnot. I'm seeing the PDFT guys doing absolutely amazing things. What's the secret behind the canopy that allows them to do that?
Well, the secret behind the canopy is first our attention to detail in the research and development, and just a real love for extracting the most possible performance out of a canopy design. And then you combine that with guys like the members of the factory team who just want to extract the most performance out of that design. And the two get married together, and it produces some really exciting results.
Yeah, exciting results. I can tell you I've never seen anyone fly a parachute upside down until I watched Ian and Shannon and Jay and Jonathan and JC doing all of that at the Grand Canyon. It was pretty spectacular what they were able to do. Well, one of the things too that I wanted to talk to you about is this is a convention that is all about skydiving, but is this a convention for skydivers? In other words, are these products for people that are skydivers already, or are we seeing anything here that might be used for entry-level people or people interested in getting into the sport?
There are a lot of products here that are suitable for first-time jumpers, but this symposium really targets the industry and the members' existing jumpers. There's a lot of equipment that is very suitable for beginners, but normally they would go to a drop zone who would have all that equipment. They get hooked first, and then they start thinking about the equipment, because their needs really need to be taken care of by the experts and the instructors at that drop zone. So the equipment is here, but we're not really catering the symposium to the beginning skydiver.
I understand. Well, one of the things that's interesting to me is there's a real strong emphasis, it seems, this year on safety equipment and so forth. It seems like we've almost hit a quantum leap in the levels of safety that are available to skydivers today, whether they be beginners or they be longtime pros. How would you respond to that particular assessment?
Well, skydiving is a risky sport, like any sport that has its inherent risks that you're in the air with, and we don't like to lose our friends. So there's always this balance between how can I go out and take chances and have fun, but be safe while we do it. And along that way, several different companies and individuals have really pioneered new techniques, new equipment to make it more safe. And it's really an exciting sport to be in. It's not without its risks, but they're risks that are reasonable. And uncertainty is a part of life, and this is sort of a celebration of that.
I'll go along with that. I find it interesting the humility in which you say, manufacturers develop new things. Even though you won't say it, it's safe to say that Performance Designs has made by far and wide the most advancements. It seems like the majority of the canopy designs and development that have been out there in the last 15, 20 years have all come out of your shop, or at least a result of those kinds of things. What's PD got coming up next that skydivers are going to want to get into?
Well, it's basically refining more of the same ideas. We want to have parachutes that give the skydivers what they want from a performance and handling standpoint, while being a little more easy and user-friendly. So there's a balance of excitement on one hand and ease of use on the other. And there's a whole range of different types of canopy performance that a person might choose. And of course, their experience may have a big part of that. But that's really where we're going. We'll have parachutes that go beyond the velocity parachute that the team are using. We're working on that and have been for many years. But we also have new parachutes for novices and lesser experienced people to make their experience more enjoyable, more exciting, and more fun.
John, thanks for all that you've done for the industry. Congratulations on the new release of the product here.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing more from Performance Designs.
Great. Thank you.
Back to you.